All right, Tomek, let's get it started.
Daniela, how do I look?
Pretty well, but you need to manage your smile better. I think it should be more Polish. Yeah, but now you forgot about the smile. Just be natural. Yes, now you're ready.
Dobry wieczór.
Good evening.
Привет.
Guten Abend.
Merhaba.
Salam.
Buenas tardes. Respected professors, doctors, students, accompanying participants, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We would like to greet former, current, and future presidents of IACCP, Professor Berry, Professor Bond, Professor Smith, Professor Greenfield, Professor Van de Pfeiffer, Professor Benke. We are delighted to welcome you here in Warsaw, the capital of Poland, a city full of history and inspiring people like me and Daniela.
The program of our ceremony is very tight. However, as you may be already aware, Poland is a loose culture, so be prepared for unexpected. As we used to say, it will work out somehow.
We are at the courtyard of the university campus, and probably it would be hard to believe but between 1921 and 1945, it was home to Poland's largest electric appliances factory. Before the war, this factory, due to its rapid, innovative development, was called Polish Siemens. Kazimierz Potański, its founder and director, used to say, "Electricity allows to release and multiplies human energy."
We hope you have already loaded your energetic batteries because we have a series of speeches ahead. First, we will listen to our rector, Roman Cieślak. Next, we will have a chance to listen to the president of IACCP, Fons van de Weiver. And last but not least, Professor Boski will say a few words.
Dear rector, please join us on the stage.
It's not easy to get here upstairs. Thank you for introducing me. Usually, this is not what you expect, getting an inspiring speech from the rector of the university, so sorry for this. Dear conference participants, dear guests, on behalf of the academic community of the SWPS University of Social Sciences and Humanities, I would like to welcome you to our university, to Warsaw, and to Poland. This is the regional IACCP European Conference, therefore especially warm greetings to those who came to Europe from other continents. For the upcoming days, this is also your university. Especially, I would like to welcome the Executive Council with the regional representatives and the Board of Directors led by the President, Professor Fons van de Pfeiffer, past President, Professor Patricia Greenfield, and President-elect, Professor Klaus Benke. I would like to express my gratitude to the members of the scientific committee, the members of the organizing committee led by Professor Paweł Boski, and all volunteers working enthusiastically for the success and a good atmosphere of this event. Those who have ever organized an international conference know that this is simply not true, that a conference lasts only several days. These have been months of intensive preparations, and I have to say thank you for all the volunteers and the members preparing for this conference. There is truth in the saying that it takes a village to raise a child, but it is also true that it takes a community of dedicated people to organize a conference, and that organizing a conference may be fulfilling, but also demanding as much as raising children may be sometimes. The SWPS University is the first private university in Poland, founded 20 years ago by three psychology professors, Andrzej Eliasz, Zbigniew Pietrasiński, and Janusz Rejkowski, who is among us. The infant years of the university are behind us. Now we are in emerging adulthood phase and enjoy our independence and exploring possibilities. I don't know any other university established by three psychology professors. For us, this is not just a circumstance. This is our legacy and an important part of our mission. The psychological angle is present in other non-psychological fields of research and education at this university: law, cultural studies, language studies, design, journalism, and communication management, etc. 17 years ago, when the 15th IACCP conference was hosted at our university, we didn't have that very building that we are looking at right now. We moved here in 2001 to a former building of electrical appliances factory built in 1920s, known as Szpotański factory. Now we have university campuses in 4 other cities in Poland: Wrocław, Sopot, Katowice, and Poznań. With approximately 16,000 students, nearly 10% of international students, we have established ourselves as a valued part of educational, scientific, and cultural environment in Poland. Because science and knowledge are changing us, we want to change the world around us. This is why this conference is so important for this university. We believe that learning from each other, sharing experiences and knowledge that you bring here from your countries and cultures, all these elements make us better scientists and better people. I wish you all an excellent conference. Enjoy it as much as we enjoy that you are here at our university. For these next days, this is your university as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Cieślak. Now it's time for the president of IACCP, which is coming to officially open the conference.
Thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome you all to this regional conference of IACCP. It's not the first time that we have a conference here. The last one was in July 2000, and that turned out to be a very successful conference. It was extremely well organized. I had the pleasure to be involved in a pre-conference workshop yesterday in Gdańsk, as I learned how to pronounce it. Apparently I did it wrong all my life. And that was also very well organized. So I think you can be prepared for a very well organized conference. There are many people around to help us. If I look around here, I see many well-known faces and many new faces. And I would like to not only say hello to the old friends, but I would like to welcome, in particular, the new faces. What's very important for our association is that we get new people on board and that we try to make new people enthusiastic for cross-cultural psychology. And I think I would like to leave what I consider to be a very important message about cross-cultural psychology conferences. My first ever cross-cultural psychology conference was in Aberdeen in 1982. There are people around here for whom it was not exactly the first conference. For me, this was the first conference. What I found striking back in 1982 was the openness of the conference, that it was open to freely exchange ideas, to express your views on issues that matter to you. It was very easy to talk to the well-established names in the field. What you will find, if all is well, what I expect, that the cross-cultural psychology community is a very egalitarian society, where openness of ideas, where expression of ideas is very much appreciated. What I would like you to have as a kind of a memory of this meeting is not only that you meet new people, that you were meeting old people, but also that you had the idea that this is a very nice community to engage with. And I hope and I trust that we will be able to reinforce that impression in the coming days. I would like to wish you all the best here during this meeting. I hope that we have very good exchanges, that we have a very good meeting, that you return inspired based on what you heard here, not only during the sessions, but only informally. I wish you a very nice meeting, and I hope all the best for all the presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And now, our mentor and supervisor, Professor Paweł Boski.
Good evening, dobry wieczór всем. As I wrote a few lines in the book as an address, I will repeat it. It starts with such words: "It has been a long journey." Это było длинное путешествие. Długa droga. And let me just elaborate a little bit about this long journey. In the first sense, the long journey is just a matter of 3 years. This conference, the preparation started 3 years ago. In July 2014, dans la ville de Reims, en Champagne, during the 22nd Congress, when Yoshi Kashima was our president. And then we proceeded next year, 2015, when we met in San Cristobal de las Casas in Mexico, and then by then, Professor Patricia Greenfield was the president. It was still not finally approved. The final approval came last year before Nagoya conference. We're fighting with some budgetary issues, but it's now everything is fine, settled. So the last 12 months was just the hard work for me in this yellow jacket and for people in blue who are just among you as international students. But I think it's mainly your success that you wanted to come here. It's true, it's not just saying nice words. I really mean it, because a successful conference is the one when many people come, and Nagoya will be remembered as a record holder of 1,000 people. Well, will not be as large as 1,000, but we are about 300, not now here in the audience, but tomorrow. So this is the first aspect of the long journey. And let me just elaborate a little bit about the journey which is still longer than that. Here are the lights which are symbolic in a double sense. In the first sense, was just 17 years ago, on the 16th of July, when in the township of Putus we had a blackout. So our opening was with candles, candlelights. And it was due to Professor Rejkowski's influence that light came back and we could continue. So thank you again, 17 years later. These candles have also another symbolic meaning. During that time, or a shorter time, several of us, important figures, just passed away. Tomorrow we'll be celebrating the memory of Professor Chidem Kajishibashi, one of the pioneers, leaders of this association. She was to be here and be one of the keynote speakers. She will be tomorrow with us in a different role. So there were several people who cannot be with us anymore. And if these candles are to memorize what happened during the opening ceremony 17 years ago, they have also the second meaning. And finally, what Fons van de Vijver said, I think addressing old faces, new faces, when I was thinking about this meeting and how we start, IACCP is like a large extended family, as we say in Africa. That is, people come from all continents after a long journey. It's a long journey for everyone. And we greet each other and we hug each other. And it is an extended family with senior leaders, with people who, and the generations are perhaps even up to 4. So it's an association where among us are the leaders and those who founded it and those who will continue for the next decades. For all of us then, it has been a long journey. And thank you for participating in this long journey. Well, I should say, you will be staying here, but not resting during the next 3 days. So start enjoying the time since the moment I will finish this, and the artistic ceremony will open up, and then the reception. Have a great evening and 3 wonderful days. Thank you.
Thank you. Professor is a coordinator for acculturation of foreign students at our university. SWPS educates students from over 50 countries. As we are proud of them and thankful for their help in organizing the conference, let them speak now.
Oh, hey everyone! Welcome to Poland. I guess you already know. As you look around, you can see that our volunteers represent many different cultures. And for the next few days, they are your hosts. And as a hospitable hosts, we'd like to take you right now for a short trip around Warsaw. Let's go!
Witajcie! Chcielibyśmy Was powitać na tegorocznej regionalnej konferencji IACCP. Mamy nadzieję, że Wasz pobyt w Warszawie jest przyjemny. Jesteśmy Polakami, studentami Uniwersytet SWPS i chcielibyśmy się Wam przedstawić.
Antoni,
Marta, Monika, Vanessa, Marta, Kasia, Ola,
Wojtek.
Jeśli tylko napotkacie jakieś problemy w czasie konferencji, nie wahajcie się zadać pytań. Jesteśmy tutaj, aby Wam pomagać.
Behind me, you can see the National Stadium. It's the largest football area in Poland, and it's located in Praga-Południe district. For me, National Stadium is associated with happiness and surprise. This is a place where we, Polish national team, won for the first time with Germany.
This is Plac Zbawiciela, or as we like to call it, Zbawiks, and it's full of young and bright people, and I come here to this.
Olá, bem-vindos ao IACCP 2017 Congress. O meu nome é Inês, sou de Portugal e sou estudante de Psicologia. Tenho medo de palhaços, mas adoro pré. Falo inglês, português e espanhol. Olá, o meu nome é Beatriz e bem-vindos ao IACCP 2017 Congress. Sou estudante de Psicologia. Estudo na capital de Portugal, Lisboa, mas a minha cidade favorita é o Porto. Varsóvia e Psicologia não foram as minhas primeiras opções, mas estou a ter um momento da minha vida.
As we are from a country of great kings and queens, our favorite place could only be a palace. It's funny, because as we came from a country that has the most beautiful palaces and castles in Europe, we were expecting more competition from our friend Poland. But instead, their palace was never a residence of kings and queens.
Besides that, this palace is very important to us, because when we arrived in Warsaw, it was our first point of reference to know that we were close to home. Sometimes we have to climb high to realize how small we are.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Me llamo Sofía Suárez Salazar y soy de Granada, España. Bienvenidos al IACCP 2017. Estaré para ayudaros en todo lo que necesitéis y nos vemos por Varsovia.
Hola, yo soy Paula Lasso de la Vega, soy de Bilbao, de España y estudio con Sofía Psicología en la SWPS. Esperamos que disfrutéis mucho del congreso y estamos aquí para ayudaros en lo que necesitéis. Hasta pronto.
As some of you may know, the food is really relevant for the Spanish people and it constitutes a really big part of its own society. That's why we would like to recommend you a Spanish restaurant. It is near from Ronda Sinskiego and it is the perfect place to feel the real atmosphere of our country in the middle of Warsaw.
Hei og velkommen til årets IACCP-konferanse. Jeg heter Julia og kommer fra Norge. Jeg snakker norsk, engelsk, polsk, og for tiden lærer jeg meg portugisisk og spansk. This park is located right next to the National Stadium. When I take a run here, I feel like back in Norway. All the birds and trees and the lake makes me feel like home.
Guten Tag, ich möchte alle Kongressteilnehmerinnen ganz herzlich im Namen der studentischen Organisationsgruppe willkommen heißen. Mein Name ist Nastasia Bleyer und ich studiere als Austauschstudentin an der SWPS in Warschau, in deren Räumlichkeiten auch der Kongress stattfinden wird. Normalerweise studiere ich Psychologie an der Humboldt-Universität in Berlin und ich habe mich bewusst aufgrund meiner teils polnischen Wurzeln entschieden, in Polen einen Teil meines Studiums zu verbringen. The German-Polish history is a complicated one with many dark periods. And though it's important to remember the past, we're living in the here and now. One of the attempts to create a positive relationship between Poland and Germany is a beautiful project of the German Embassy and the city of Warsaw to revitalize the Skaryszewski Park. Together they are creating an ecological Polish-German garden, providing a chance for people like Julia to enjoy this park. And could there be a better metaphor of a friendship than a blooming garden?
Bine v-am găsit, psihologi din toată lumea! În Varsovia ne-am întâlnit și ne-am veselit. Haideți la congres să mergem și să descoperim misterele psihologiei. First time when I came in Warsaw, I felt like home. Everywhere around, I could smell the peace, taste the present and embrace the calm. Why did I choose Old Town? Because Here you can pamper your senses with all the history of Warsaw. Every single building is full of history, and the fact that the time left its fingerprint makes this place full of work.
Доброго дня, шановні гості! Вітаємо вас на конгресі. Мене звати Ксенія.
Мене звати Влад.
Ми студенти з України і вивчаємо психологію в університеті СВПС.
Now you see the monument. Symbolizes Taras Shevchenko, a Ukrainian poet, artist, ethnographer and novelist who was famous all over the world. You can see it in a square named after Taras Shevchenko. The build date is 2002. When we spend time there, we feel like home. We wish you to enjoy this time.
Бәріне сәлем. Менің атым Әйгерім, және мен Орта Азия мемлекеттерінің бірінен нақты айтатын болсам, Қазақстан Республикасынан боламын. The largest park in Warsaw. Here you can get familiar with the culture of Poles, as this place is deeply connected to the art and music. As you probably noticed, I really love singing and enjoy music in all of her forms. Therefore, each Sunday I come here to enjoy concerts of Chopin's music. Also, people can find here magnificent royal palace, beautiful ponds, and even real peacocks.
Benim adım Yağmur. Merhaba, benim adım Aylin. Merhaba, benim adım İrem.
Merhaba, benim adım Fethi.
Merhaba, benim adım Sarp.
Merhaba, benim adım İsmail.
Merhaba, benim adım Oğuzcan.
Biz IACCP Üniversitesi'nde psikoloji bölümü okuyan Türk öğrencileriz. Bu uluslararası konferansta sizi ağırlamaktan mutluluk duyarız. Ayrıca biz İngilizce ve Türkçe konuşuyoruz.
Size yardım etmek bizim için bir onurdur. Hepinizi bekliyoruz.
Konferansımıza hoş geldiniz.
If you're a gourmet yourself and you wonder about Turkish cuisine more than just kebab, you can easily come here at this Turkish restaurant at Novi Sviat. You can taste lots of different Turkish cuisine and we personally believe you will love it.
The Adam Mickiewicz Monument is a neoclassical monument erected in 1898. The 100th anniversary of the birth of the famous Polish poet Adam Mickiewicz monument on the Krakowskie Przedmieście Street in Warsaw. In addition, the house in Istanbul where he spent his last years and died in Istanbul. Now there is exhibited as a museum.
أهلا وسهلا بكم على متن هذه الرحلة. أتمنى أن تكونوا قد استمتعتم إلى الآن، كما نتشرف بحضوركم إلى هذا المؤتمر الذي لا يكتمل إلا بوجودكم. ستكون آخر محطة هي سوريا. أنا صفاء، طالبة تعلم نفس سنة أولى من سوريا. أجيد اللغة العربية والإنجليزية وأنا هنا لمساعدتكم. The Vistula River is one of the longest and largest rivers in Poland, which splits the country into two. This river reminds me of home. It resembles a lot Nahir Bereda, or what is known as River Bereda. It's the main river in Damascus, and it's got its name from the Greek origin meaning cold, which explains people's love for staying by the river in summer.
Tomek, have you ever attended the Chopin concert in Łazienki Park, parts of which we saw on the film?
No. Actually, I have never had a chance. But I heard that the Chopin music was brought here.
In a minute, we will have a chance to listen to Mr. Przemysław Lechowski. He is a laureate of Polish and international piano competitions. He received the highest honorary title accessible for foreigners in Russia, visiting professor in the field of the piano performance of the National Research Tomsk State University for his instrumental and pedagogical skills. We wish you an enjoyable experience.
you.